Live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 65th episode of SNL with Techwiser. So we are like
Ooh,
4 episode less than 69th episode.
four
Nice.
episodes to go. That is gonna be amazing. We have really, I, if I say it more, I'll reveal things. But we have really good things planned for 69th episode. So you guys are gonna have fun. Like it's gonna be very grand. It's gonna be very good, and it will
So
actually be
yeah.
a live session.
2nd, 9, 16, 23rd. So 23rd April will be our 69th episode. I think some of the people were saying to host it on 20th
20,
April.
420,
20th April. 420.
420.
420
Ah,
2022.
but that
That
is
is,
like Wednesday.
yeah, that will be
Oh,
the
hello.
Wednesday night special.
Wednesday night special. Hello,
Okay.
Ranvijay Pratap. That's a nice long name. Hello. Let's go. Yes, that's what we are talking about. We have lots to talk and we have lots to share. I hope you guys watched the Airtel 5G event video. That was pretty great. Like, personally, I tried 5G for the first time in my life, and that was a fun experience. Thoughts on nothing? Of course, we'll be talking about all of that. We have nothing to talk about. We have. Oh, hold on. Let me just pull it up. And by the way, meanwhile, if you have just joined, like the stream, so other people on YouTube know that we are all live.
There you go. Let's make
Yes,
it 169 likes.
169 likes. Nice.
Let's go. Okay, so we have a super chat from Shiva. Are Realme or Xiaomi laptop worth buying? I think we did videos on both of them. Realme laptop,
Yeah,
Xiaomi
yeah.
laptops, both of them. So
So they are not basically laptops if you talk about, they are notebooks. And a notebook is quite different from a gaming laptop, or you call up what else do we have? Something between, like, if you're buying it for video editing or a heavy task, I would say you should of course buy a laptop that has a dedicated graphic card. But if you want normal web usage, a little bit of coding, a bit of Android Studio, Photoshop, and all of that, I think they are worth the price. Actually, they are very solid build. Like, that's one thing I would say. Even the battery life is pretty great considering they don't have a dedicated graphic card, and they are well optimized. So that would be my answer. It all depends on your use case, but they are definitely worth buying. Yeah.
oh, this is an interesting one. What do you guys think about the crypto taxes in India since it's not tech related? Okay. So
According to intelligent people,
I think there was some announcement today or yesterday.
30%. Was
Yeah.
there some announcement today? I'm not aware of.
I think there was an announcement yesterday and today I think it was trending. They are imposing 1% TDS on cryptos, which is interesting. Like
Ah,
the debate is how would you deduct TDS? So 1% TDS would be put.
deducted at source. The apps will deduct it.
Hmm. Although
So
it's quite confusing in terms of how do you do that? Like who is deducting TDS? Is it deducted by the exchange or is it deducted by the bank?
it
So
has to be deducted by the exchange, of course.
hmm,
And then you have 30%, and on top of that you're getting 1% TDS.
hmm,
I don't know what to react. I'll have to read more on it, but at the moment I don't know to react.
yeah, even I
Thoughts on
think
Galaxy A53? That's, I think the back and all is revealed. I can't see the phone over here. Our video is done, but the embargo lifts on Monday. So the video should be coming up on Monday. It's actually a very confusing phone in my opinion, but I'm not allowed to talk a lot about it, so wait for the embargo. There are a couple of videos on the internet though. Like, people got access to it and they have made a video on A53, so you can check that out. One of the few things is A series phones are known for good camera performance, and recently they announced that they would be giving 4 years of software updates and 5 years of security updates to Samsung A series as well. So I think that is one of the USP which makes it stand out from other phones. And as per the website specs, they still have that 64 megapixel OIS. They have a really good wide angle camera. That's a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Usually, people just to put up just give you an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, but they have a good 12 megapixel wide angle camera. So, camera and all is still looks good on specs, but yeah, we'll see.
What's on? Okay, this is an interesting one. Abhinav is asking customization overload. Hey Pratik, how was the 5G event experience? There you go.
Pretty. I mean, it was some like, of course, they called a lot of creators. It was actually like a small YouTube fan fest. There were tons of creators over there. It was nice meeting people from the same tech community. Like, it was our first offline event. I think we have been to a couple of offline events, but they were kind of exclusive, so we didn't meet anyone. But this was pretty grand, and I was really pumped up about 5G. Like, my only reason to be there was I wanted to try a 5G phone. I wanted to see 5G. So and a lot of focus now has been made towards content or towards AR and VR. That's like for the consumer end. Like 5G has two use cases. It one for the businesses, which will have like warehouse tech, remote talking, video call, and all that stuff. That is for the business side of things. I think we as individuals are not bothered a lot about that as consumers. But for us consumers, a lot of focus is on VR, metaverse, and content consumption. Like the way you consume content is gonna change. Like for one example, they had a footage of a cricket match which they recreated. So basically, suppose you watch a cricket match and you just watch it from one camera angle because that's what is streamed to you that way. What if that cricket match is in 360-degree, or what if that cricket match is shot from four different camera angles and simultaneously you can just switch the camera angle? Like, I don't want to see it from behind the bowler stump, I want to see it from the third man perspective, or I want to see it from the umpire's view, or I want to see it from something else. So you can just seamlessly switch between, so which of course improves the experience. Like, what if you see unboxing the phone and it's in 360, and you literally feel like there's one person, like someone can watch a perspective from my head and my hands and all of that, while someone can watch the main camera perspective. So of course that needs a lot of data, and more than that it needs like simultaneously people should be able to access a lot of things. So it's kind of future, and it's fun to know what's coming up. Like the geek inside me, pretty happy to see all that stuff. And
Okay.
yes, if the honest chat has some specific answer questions about 5G, because I've read a lot, so I can answer those as well if you have anything about 5G. And of course, we'll talk about 5G, 5G phones price hiking, rebranding, all that stuff, because there's a lot to talk on. Price increase of the phones, and going forward, phones are going to be very costly,
Very expensive, yeah.
very expensive.
Okay, so Meow is asking, when will 5G come in India? I think, as for what, like, for first of all, nobody knows when 5G will come in India. Even the people who are organizing 5G, they are uncertain. So that is there. But from what we are hearing from the news, people who manufactures phones and all that, a good timeline will be in next couple of months there will be 5G option. So around July there will be 5G option, and in the late 2022, in few cities, in a very selected areas and with a very selected customers, there are three things: selected city, selected customers, and a selected area. You will get some sort of 5G in the late 2022, which is the best possible case scenario. In the next year, I think in the next year most of the some of the people will be able to experience it in 2023, and then in 2024 it will be reaching the masses. What do you think?
I see it somewhere in like 1 year to 1.5 year. Like that's my
Hmm.
timeline, where you will be getting proper 5G. Like you could use it on your phone. I'm not talking about like few people can use it in selected cities. And still I'm talking about tier one, a bit of 10, 15, 20 cities in India. So I'm looking at much of 1 to 1.5 year
Penetration,
timeline. Yeah, 1 to 1.5
practical
year
penetration.
practical
Okay.
penetration.
Chess Noob is asking, do 5G band, this is an interesting question. Do 5G band increases the 4G speed? Also, what is 4G plus? I think for the second part we have done a dedicated video on what is
Dedicated
4G
video.
plus.
But just to
Can
give
put
you
it
an
there.
idea about it, if you use 4G, you are using 4G. You are using only one band, one band. 4G plus. I'm giving you a very basic general idea. You can watch the video for more in-depth clarity. But if the bands we talk about, if you're using 4G, you're using one band. If you use 4G plus, it basically combines multiple bands to give you more speed. You can think of it like as one internet connection to your house, that is 10 mbps. So if you just combine three or four internet connection to your house, that would be like 40-50 mbps, which is not of course possible, but for a more basic example. So that is 4G plus. Do 5G bands increase 4G speeds? So a lot of people don't know, like 5G is an incremental upgrade to 4G. Of course you get a lot of speeds, but 4G 5G is 4G compatible, like even the antennas and everything, you can still reuse all the 4G hardware to get that 5G. So it will increase the average data speed. Like right now, I think the average data consumption of an Indian is 14 GB, something like that. And what is the average 4G data speed? Somewhere around, I think it's below 2-3 Mbps. I think it is something like that.
Okay, moving on, we have A73 versus A53. Is A73 out?
Exactly was my question. Like I
Hmm.
even told, like I'm hearing for the first time from Anaka, like A73. We have no idea about the specs and all of that. Personally, haven't heard about it. There is
Hmm.
A53. We did an upcoming smartphone video, so that will give you an idea of what phones are coming. So we had an A53. There is an M33 coming up, and yeah, that's it. I don't think there is
Yeah,
another
there's any rumors or talks about. Even in the
A73.
next month, there is no A73 that we have heard of. So most likely, like we appreciate the super chat, but unfortunately, there's no rumors or we don't have any
That's all.
information.
And A53 has launched for 34,999. I'm excluding all the offers and all of that. You can check because I'm not aware of. But there is some 2-3 discount on some ICICI credit card or something like that. But A73 would be costlier than that. So if you're looking at a phone, A series phone for like 40,000, then there's also that S21 FE and S20 FE also in that mix. So
Okay. Hey Techwiser, I want to know what is the best budget gaming phone other than Vivo T1 or IQ Z3, Z6. I
C6.
know it's good, but I want to compare it with other budget gaming smartphone.
Okay.
Budget gaming smartphone.
So
Interesting.
it would be very interesting to know, like, why don't you want to go with Vivo T1? Just for curiosity, like what is your reason? And I know it's good, but I want to compare with other budget gaming smartphones. Most of the budget gaming smartphones, I would say there is lack of 4G chips. Like even if I tell you to buy a 4G phone, it would be either G88, G96, G95, which are like a year or 2 year old smartphones. What you can do is you can check the price of 4G phones which have reduced from previous year to this year. There would be lots of discount and low prices in that price range. So you can check the Narzo 30 Pro is there, and you have interesting Redmi Note 11. How much is Redmi Note 11? Redmi Note 11 is 680. 680 doesn't have good, which is the dilemma. You can look at Narzo 30 Pro from previous year, and I think the rest option for you is either a Snapdragon 695 phone.
Okay, next up we have is please make a video explaining the VPN services. That's quite interesting. I think right now we are stuck in the smartphone launch cycle, so it's very difficult for us to make a variety of other videos. But this is something we will definitely get back to. Also, in case anyone is looking for a good VPN recommendation, uh, we recommend Surfshark, which we personally use, as well as what we recommend at Techwiser. And link to that will be in the description of this video as well as other videos as well. Of course, the full disclosure, the link is an affiliate one. So if you make a purchase through that, we will get a small commission out of it. But irrespective of it, it's really a good VPN that we personally use, and we are very comfortable to recommend it. Also, it's
Honest,
the cheapest
honest,
one in the
honest
industry.
disclosure. Honest disclosure.
Mm,
Oh, 100 plus mbps, dude. Like, I really struggle. I really struggle. I like the place where our studio is. We don't get good geo signal. We don't get good Airtel signal as well. I get like barely 2 3 mbps. So I mean, you are lucky, but are you getting it on your home? Like, the point is, much more consistent data speed. It's not like at a place you get 100 plus mbps, and then you move out to a metro station, or you move out to a mall or some crowded place, and you get about 2 mbps or 3 mbps. So yeah, I hear a lot of people saying like 4G plus gives me enough data speed. What is the need of 5G? Like, that's not the point. 4G also has its cons. So that's what 5G brings to the table.
okay. Interesting.
Oh,
Thoughts
you
on
want to pick?
nothing phone?
Where you want to pick the same, or you want to pick something else?
No, it's okay. I was just making the timestamp.
Acha. Oh, thoughts on nothing phone. So basically, I really like. I wasn't expecting a whole lot. Like, there's so much something you can do to an Android phone. And of course, for a first Android phone from a company, of course, the founder has experience from being a co-founder of a very famous OnePlus company, which of it's really big. Like, let's acknowledge that OnePlus is a big smartphone company. So the guy has lots of experience in making smartphones and all of that, but still it's their first smartphone. But when he talked about the ecosystem thing, that got me in. Like, I have not seen a lot of other smartphone brands talk about ecosystem, because of course you need to have an ecosystem in order to talk about an ecosystem. And I really like that they're straight up hitting on Apple. Like, we are
Hmm.
competing with Apple.
Even
So I
Samsung doesn't have an ecosystem, if you think about it.
They do, but they kind of mix it with Microsoft Windows. Like, they have their Microsoft apps. You can basically live cast a Samsung phone onto a Windows laptop. Then they have their own tablet. So they do promote their own products, and kind of it's like an ecosystem. You have a Galaxy Watch and all of that, which is a proper smartwatch. But nothing as of now has only earbuds. And they were talking about an ecosystem, and they were also talking about it being open and available to other Android phones and all of that. So I really liked the vision, like the vision he's talking about right now.
Also, in iPhone 13, also is iPhone 13 mini worth in 2022? iPhone 13, okay, so it's a small phone. I think it's even competing with the new iPhone SE. How much is iPhone SE and iPhone 13 mini?
43,000. iPhone 13 mini would still be around 60 65,000. I don't think it would be less than that.
So why, like, what's the reason to buy an iPhone 13 mini, which is expensive, over iPhone SE? One is design, I know. Other than that, I think processor is pretty much the same.
Camera, 1080p display. You get a wide angle camera. You get a better main sensor. You get face ID. You get
Oh
better
yeah,
selfie camera.
There's no Face ID in
Touch ID.
iPhone SE.
Touch ID.
Oh damn,
And you
that's
get a
like
1080p screen. Like, I can tell you 20 other things that are better in iPhone 13 mini than an iPhone SE 3. Yeah, it costs 69.9, which is like 70,000 rupees, 69,900. 990. Yeah, no, it's 900. They're taking off 100 rupees.
okay. So would you recommend an iPhone 13 mini in 2022?
I have never recommended a mini, but they seem to have like a very good battery life this time around. The 12 mini didn't have a good battery life. I have personally not tried the iPhone 13 mini. I have tried the iPhone 13, which I can say has phenomenal battery life. Like, you get 5 to 6 hours, even 7 hours of screen on time if you're a medium user. You don't play games and all of that. So going by that, I think a mini should give you 4 to 5 hours of screen on time, but I would still say like just go to an Apple store and try a mini. If you see yourself using that phone, if you're really okay with the small form factor and all of that, then it makes sense. But most of the times, I would say even if you look the phone side by side, you will pick up an iPhone 13. Oh, that's very
S22
interesting.
versus A53. What is the
So,
price of A53? Aren't these two differently priced?
so I would
Or
say
is it
about
even
35,000 for a A53, and it's about 54 or 55,000 or maybe
hmm,
50,000 for S20. No, not oh no,
A50?
70,000 for S22.
Yeah, yeah, that's
That's
what
like
I'm
half
thinking.
the price of a phone.
Half the price, and these are entirely two different segment phone with a very two different audience. So I don't think it
Hmm,
makes sense to compare them in anything.
compare.
But if you have to recommend, I think
But I'll
like
give you a rundown. Like, of
mhm.
course, I don't know what does your son prefer. So if you have to pick camera, display, and what do I say, man?
Battery life.
Camera, camera and display, I would give it to S22. It is
Hmm.
twice better, I would say, because it's a flagship phone. And battery life is A53. A53 would have a better battery life. But those are like two very different phones.
Yeah. Okay, up next we have Shiva is asking, do you feel Samsung is losing its credibility with some mid-range phones like A23 as it has not so good specs at the price of 20,499? Okay.
Why did you skip reading very poor specs?
So
It's not
hmm,
your word, it's Siva's word.
it is, but then like highs and lows can be toned down to what makes sense to what appeals to a lot of most of the people. Uh, like if somebody has very like this is not an aggressive like aggressive words, but even if somebody has an aggressive words but it makes sense, we like to include it in our chat and we just like to tone it down. So that's that way the message is also passing and it's catering to a lot of audience.
Of course, it makes sense because yeah,
Hmm.
some people might buy it, some people might not buy it.
Yeah,
So
like
poor specs is very subjective. Yeah.
very
So
subjective term.
yeah,
You can say it's a not so good specs.
at the
uh
price of 2499. See, the thing is with like generally talking about Samsung M series and A series phones, they haven't been that good in 2021, and 2022 is yet to arrive. But I think they don't have. I'm basically, this is my personal opinion and I'm carrying it from past 6 months. I think they are facing that chip shortage and all of that. I don't think they have enough chipsets because the phones are coming like usually A series always had like Snapdragon. It's coming up with now Exynos 1280 out of nowhere, and then they're putting Exynos 1280 in M33 as per rumors, which is again altogether a very different phone. So I think they have some chipset shortage or some supply chain shortage because the phone specs and all of them seem very different. And of course, you looked at the sale numbers in 2021. So the market has their way to respond. If you don't find value in a phone, of course, you shouldn't buy it.
I saw an interesting question. Where is it? It was all rounder phone under 25,000. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, yeah.
The funny thing is with the 25,000 range series, if I recommend any one phone, someone will just come up in the comments like GT Master Edition is selling for low price, GT Neo 2 is selling for this much price, last year's IQ 7 is selling for this price. Dude, this year phones are getting costly and the last year's phones are getting discounted. That's the situation of the market right now. So I'm just talking about latest release. I'm not aware of what sale is going on right now or which phone is selling for half the price. But if your budget is 25,000, M52 is a good option if you want something from Samsung. M52 5G. It's a good phone. You have a really good display. You have a really good performance for day-to-day usage. Of course, it's not a gaming phone, and you have a really good camera for Samsung. M52. That is a good phone. You can also check Mi 11 Lite NE 5G. It's much less than 25,000, but they also have a really good camera, display, one of the best displays in that range. And then if you want a performance phone, you should check GT Neo 2. That should be selling at discount. Realme GT Master Edition should be selling at discount, or iQOO 7 should also be there at less.
Hmm. Also, to add to it, I think we will be most likely doing best smartphone under 20,000 roundup in a next week video. So, in case you have a budget of 20 to 25,000, stay tuned for that as well. So, we will be covering all the latest and the greatest smartphone in that one. Okay. So, this is a follow up question from Surfshark. Does Surfshark allows accessing Netflix US library? Yeah, it does. You can pretty much access most of the libraries. It works 9 out of 10 times, but yeah, it works.
Yeah, but I think most paid VPNs let you access Netflix.
Yeah,
Like
most of
you
the
pay
paid
for a VPN,
good paid reputable VPN will let you access this. And
Netflix.
in case you're paying Surfshark, I think is almost half the price of what you get with Nord and Express VPN, and it still does all the job that those people does. Okay, I think there is a follow-up question on VPN. So once you answer VPN, can you
Damn,
please
you bring up.
upload a video on popular VPN services in India? Are VPN services
See, the
popular?
problem with VPN services is, do you want to pay for a VPN? Is the question that
Mm.
I'll ask you first. Like, I could recommend hundreds of free VPN. Some will give you Tunnel Bear will give you 100 MB per month, and then you will have Proton VPN, which is free, but it caps the data speed and all of that. So, if you're willing to pay for a VPN, there are lots of options. But if you're not willing to pay for a VPN, I would personally not buy a free VPN
Hmm.
for obvious reasons, data privacy and all of that. And even the free ones that you buy has a certain data cap limit and everything, and they'll push you to go to a premium plan. So
Or
making
what
a
you
video
can,
would be like every time we telling you ki this is free VPN, but these are the conditions. You will have this data cap, you will have data usage and all of that. You should also consider this option. So by the end of the day, many people would be like not willing to pay up money. So that's the thing.
alternatively, I think since most of the people who watch SNLs are power user, alternative option that you have is instead of paying $5 a month, you can get a web host for $5 a year, the cheaper ones, and then make your own VPN. So how to do that is pretty simple. You have to choose a web host. Then like there most of the web host has a native option to create a VPN server there. And if you Google how to create your own VPN, Techwiser on Google, you will see a detailed step-by-step guide on how to do that. And we have also tried it; it works pretty fine. So that's also one an option. It will be almost like for $5 to $10 a year, you can get what you get for $5 to $10 a month. But yeah, it's a bit technical. For performance, I still think IQ Z5 is too good.
That's what I'm telling you. Now, previous years phones are selling at a discount. So last year, no one bought iQOO Z3, iQOO Z5, and this year, when the price is
This
reduced,
year,
everyone wants to buy iQOO Z3, iQOO Z5. So, and that's what phones this year are getting costly, and phones from last year are getting discounted.
oh yeah, I think there is a sale of Google Pixel 3 XL coming, but would you recommend it? I don't think we
No,
should
you
recommend
won't
it.
get any update. We have a Pixel 3. Yeah, Pixel 3. That's what the name. I thought there was a L. So we have a Google Pixel 3. Battery life is really, really low for an average user. You could expect a battery life like an iPhone 12 mini or something like that. Camera are still phenomenal, but you could get better alternatives and even better performance. We did a video on best smartphone processor, and people a lot of times says, "Oh, that was a flagship." Like it was a flagship at that time, so it has to definitely perform better than a 20,000 phone. So we did a video where we actually compared the same price range phone with the Google Pixel 3 in terms of AI performance and taking photos and rendering it out and all of that. So you can check that out. But it definitely has really good camera. But if you're buying a phone just for a camera, then it makes sense. Otherwise, on all part things, you won't get updates. You get really low battery life, and the display is also not that great.
Why is not two locks at 60 fps in BGMI? Still, Dimensity 1200
Support
supports
90
it.
fps is what you meant. So basically, BGMI has a tie-up with phones. So only specific phones will have 90 fps unlocked for them. iQOO 9 is one of the few phones that have 90 fps in BGMI. But when we were testing it, the FPS drops really low, even if you played 90 fps. So one of the reason is BGMI partners, and you will have 90 fps. Of course, there are ways to do that as well, which you can go and check out somewhere else. But yeah, that's it. Works on tie-ups with the phone manufacturers. So 90 fps is only unlocked for limited phones.
Best smartphone under 22,000. That's a very niche thing, like
Niche
not
budget.
20, not 25, 20. For one, like we said before, there is a video coming on 20,000, so it's like slightly below your budget, but you should definitely wait for that video. But other than that, do we have a good phone that we can easily recommend it 22,000?
One
Mostly
is for
Xiaomi and
stock
Realme.
Android is it's a Moto S20 Fusion. Realme 9 Pro Plus.
How much is
Realme
that?
9 Pro Plus. That is 22,999. If the offers still exist, it's 22,999 or 21,999. We also did a comparison of OnePlus Nord CE2 versus Realme 9 Pro Plus. So apart from software, Realme 9 Pro Plus is more or less better than the OnePlus Nord CE2. It has really good main camera, I would say. So yeah, and again, it's like I'm repeating all those words. You can also check Realme GT Master Edition and Realme GT Neo too if they would be selling at a discount. Like there has to be like a separate section of any video you do this year, best smartphones or best under series. We'll have to put a segment called discounted phones or previous year phones.
9 Pro Plus is selling at 19,000. Interesting.
Realme GT Neo 2 is a flagship killer, right? And also, yeah, Snapdragon 695 is a budget gaming chip, but there's Poco X3 Pro also. Only thing is the X3 Pro is 4G, but flagship performance. What about Infinix Zero 5G? Oh, that's like a lot of questions. But yeah, Realme GT Neo 2 is a flagship killer. Is it a flagship killer? See, if you give a performance processor in a phone and then call it a flagship killer, it doesn't make it a flagship killer.
Flagship killer, correct.
Actually, it has to get all the basics right. Like it has to be at least 7 out of 10 on all performance. Like it has to have a really good camera display, uh, like not the best, like not iPhone or Samsung S22 or Pixel quality camera, but it has to have a like good camera. That's what I'll call flagship killer. And sad to say, but the price of phones have increased, and you no longer get a flagship killer at 30,000 or 25,000 or all of that. Like those days are gone. Sad, but you have to put up 40,000 or 45,000 to get a flagship killer now. That's what the new price flagship killer is, or they call budget flagship phones, which is a new term.
This is a very common question that we have seen it a lot. Should I buy a year-old flagship or should I buy a latest mid-range? So basically, if you have to put it in words, should I buy Samsung S21 or
S20
should
we both.
S21 S20 or should we buy a Samsung S21 FE? Something in that direction, है ना?
Something in that direction.
Hmm.
M52.
M52. So I think it's a very
See,
personal question,
of course,
subjective
a one
question.
year, 2 year flagship phone or a 1 year flagship phone will, of course, perform better than a mid range phone. It's about getting the right price.
Hmm. And it also depends on what kind of things you like. I think a few things to consider here would be flagship, like this is a flagship from Samsung, so the haptic feedback in this will definitely any day, even if it gets old, the haptic feedback, small things like haptic
Small
feedback,
things like
IP ratings, these will
IP
any day be
rating,
far better
wireless charging.
in the wireless, the even the mid range. But in mid
Mhm.
range, I think you will get the latest processor, so the processor will be matching there, the camera will be
AI
matching.
performance, all of that, and plus you now get high refresh rate phones. Like 2-year-old flagships didn't have high refresh rate, so that is also there. Like someone asked for Pixel 3 XL, it has a 60 Hz display.
Okay, so missed my previous super chat. Please answer. It will be very like Pratik says all the time. You guys see the regular YouTube chat, but since we use a client, we see a very different chat. Which once it goes, we can't put it back or scroll back to see the top chat. So if you face this problem, or if anyone remember what Mohit question was, please let us know here and we will answer that. Or you can also tag us on Twitter. Meanwhile, if you do this, you can also put your question in the bottom so that we can pick it from here.
Oh, so we have around 300 people in the stream. So guys, go ahead, like the stream. We have only 150 likes now. Like let's
Let's
push it to
get
269 likes. Let's go.
369, 369.
369. Nah, we can do that. We can do that. Haha. S22. Oh, let me talk about S22. I'm using S22. We don't have an S22 Plus, but I think I have made my verdict sort of on what S22 Plus S22 will be. I would say really good camera. Like I loved the camera on this phone so much. So we shot an entire vlog in Goa, which will be coming up next week. I did it entirely most of the time on S22. So the camera S22 and S22 Plus are the same phones. Now, two reasons why I wouldn't recommend S22 to most of the people. Number one is battery life. Even if you are like a medium user, battery doesn't last the entire day. You will have to charge it by the evening. Like 3.5 to 4 hour screen on time on watching videos, listening to music, and all of that in a day. S22 Plus will definitely have a better battery life. And since this is a compact phone, it does heat. And like, I'm not talking about heating while gaming and all of that, but heating like while you're doing a video call or something like that, or when you're outside in sunlight and shooting videos or using the camera.
Hmm.
So one of the outcome of that is like even I'm fine with heating, like it is not overheating or something like that. But then it starts skipping frames while you're recording a video, while you're doing all of that. So that becomes a problem, which shouldn't be the problem with S22 Plus. So on that, I would say S22 Plus makes sense. We'll try for the review. We don't have the S22 Plus as of now.
Correct. So should I buy iPhone 12 or worth to buy iPhone 13? I think what time do you have the Prime Day sale usually? Let's see. Prime
Around
Day
Diwali.
2022.
Oh, is
So
it?
that
It should
is
be around.
a great Indian festival. So July is usually when you have Prime Day sale, and it's almost April. April, May, June, July. So almost in 3 months you will be having that Amazon Prime Day sale, and it just has been a trend for like 3 years now that the last year iPhone will be at discount. So most likely you will be getting the iPhone 13 this time at a huge discount. Last year I think the iPhone 12 was at 47, 48. Before that the iPhone 11 was around 40,000. So you will get the similar deal. Most likely get the similar deal on iPhone 13. So if you can wait, rather than buying an iPhone 12 now, wait for 3 months and look for iPhone 13 deal in Prime Day sale 2022.
Nice. I think pretty much I have the same opinion.
Okay, there you have it. Missed my super chat. Please tell a best camera smartphone under 35,000. Best camera smartphone under
iQOO
30.
9 SE, I think it
Hmm.
takes really good pictures. It has OIS. The night photos are also good. In terms of video, yeah, man, iQOO 9 SE seems like a very good overall package if you are not bothered about FunTouch OS and all of that. Like I've seen a lot of people talk about FunTouch OS. So FunTouch OS has improved a lot from before. Still has little bit to go. It's not one UI, and I think they are offering 2 years of updates and 3 years of software. So 35,000 is, yeah, iQOO 9 SE.
Not gonna lie, I subscribe to your channel with four of my accounts. LOL.
Lol. Thank
Nice.
you. Like,
Shout
appreciate the
out to
gesture.
PVN Codem. Uh,
COD,
yeah,
COD mobile.
COD mobile. So, like this test spreads a message in case any of you also has, if you love Techwiser and if you have multiple YouTube accounts, feel free to subscribe to our channel
Subscribe.
from that. We won't
And then
mind.
you are wondering why aren't people watching the videos, because same people subscribe with 10
Sorry.
accounts.
Also, while you are at it, watch it from four different accounts as well. Every video, watch for four different accounts.
But
Okay.
yeah, appreciate the gesture, man. Ah, this is like every SNL best laptop under 80,000 for coding should also be thin and light. You can try HP Victus. Like I say this every time. You can look after HP Victus. That is a pretty thin laptop. It also has a dedicated graphic card. You should see somewhere between Ryzen 5 or an Intel i7. That's range. But I haven't used any of them.
Should we? Okay, so there is another one. There you go. प्रतीक भैया थोड़ा स्माइल करो पाथ फ्रॉम टेक बार
Oh,
hey
nice
nice
to
to
see
see you
you.
man
Of course, I would have smiled, but now I feel hungry. And so, yeah. But I do smile quite a lot. Like, don't I? I feel sometimes I do overdo it. That's why I don't smile.
I think we mostly laugh so we had in our
Ah,
mind that we are smiling but it's mostly
smiling, but
laughing
it's
so
mostly
that there
laughing.
is that
So does a laugh count as a smile? You
it's
can.
like 4K max smile ultra
So it's like, uh,
smile ultra is laughing. I'm in a search of
great.
small form factor phone under 15,000. Do you even get a small form factor phone under 15,000? Hmm.
You too.
Which one? Vivo T1? Would you say that's a small form
No,
factor
that's not
phone?
a small. Maybe something like a Realme 9 SE or something. Realme
Hmm.
9 SE is no. Realme 9 SE is costly. I remember the last year Realme 8 was a pretty compact phone. Also, how about Redmi Note 11? But yeah, small form factor is 6.3, 6.5 inch display. That is small.
Hmm.
Yeah, something like Redmi Note 11, or which is funny, like Note in itself means a bigger phone. Something like Redmi Note 11 or Realme 8. This one you are talking about. I thought the FPS support. That is, I think, a problem with Color OS and Color OS based phones, because they are kind of underclocking or throttling these apps. If you use that 120 FPS, if you open certain apps, it will drop back to 60 FPS. Even I think we covered OnePlus 10 Pro or 9 RT as well. I talked a bit about it. They said it will be solved in Color OS 12 or Oxygen OS 12 update, whatever they are calling it right now. So we have to wait for that. I'm using 9RT, so I'm waiting for the Color OS 12 update. I want to see how much of the bugs have been solved, or how it looks in Color OS 12.
Hmm. What do you think about Motorola as a brand? I think the general consensus in the market is Motorola is back. They are releasing a lot of good smartphones. The G40, G60 series, where they started, it was pretty heavy, but then they came up with G30, 150, 171, which was bang on, sold quite a lot according to
Edge
Motorola.
series.
S series, according to them, they were mostly sold out, so under
Hmm.
stocks. Then they also went for Moto H30 Pro, which is a flagship for Motorola. So they are also entering they're like entering everywhere in a budget with Moto G31 for 12,000 to Moto G30 Pro for 50,000, I guess. That was 45,000 after discounts. So they are doing good. I think there is also a new Motorola smartphone coming.
Edge
I think
30.
it
Edge
will have
30.
no, it's not. I think it's not
G
called.
33
Eight.
or G?
I think the code name is somewhere like Frusia or something. The code name is Frusia. I could be wrong. The code name is different. So it will have 8 Gen 1 Plus. One of the very first smartphones with
Ah,
8 Gen 1 Plus. I think even the Motorola
nothing.
G30,
I think the Nothing phone is also rumored to come up with that 8 Gen 1
8 Gen
Plus.
1 Plus, na? And even I think the Motorola H30 Pro was the first one to have 8 Gen 1 in India.
So people who don't know, 8 Gen 1 is also 4 nanometer, but 8 Gen 1, as you know, had heating issues. So it's made by Samsung, and there's a conspiracy theory about it, like chips manufactured by Samsung has overheating issues and heats a lot about that. So same thing. 8 Gen 1 Plus is now manufactured by TSMC, which is another fabrication provider. They manufacture most of Apple's chipset. So fingers crossed, they're saying 8 Gen 1 Plus should not be hitting that much. But we'll know. Even Dimensity 9000 or 8100 is coming up, which is manufactured by TSMC and uses the same base. So we'll see if those phones don't heat and only 8 Gen 1 heats, then I think that conspiracy theory would be true, like Samsung Note has a problem.
Order something good and tasty for yourself. Well, we will try after the
We'll
SNL.
try.
Mostly the good restaurants are closed, but we
See.
will try. And also
We'll
shout
try
out
on
to
Sunday.
Anita for a lot of super chats today. This really
The
goes a long
Mindal
way.
would be really happy. Mindal is your subscriber.
Ananga OP.
Anaga, next super chat, Anaga would be subscribed to my channel.
Views on handheld gaming, Windows, Android, custom.
I mean,
Handheld gaming, Windows, Android,
handheld
custom.
gaming phones, handheld Windows gaming phones, or Android devices are handheld. But frankly, for anything to be mainstream, they have first of all they have to launch in India. They have not launched in India
Hmm.
in the
Is
first
it like
place.
Streamlink?
Steam Link, or there was Haha, which was a handheld Windows PC, right? Or even the
Hmm.
Nintendo OLED and all of that. They never launched it in India. So Android is pretty much handheld only. Like you can game on Android, and I think BGMI and all of that is pretty popular in India. But I haven't tried any of those.
Stream
What
Deck,
I
sorry. It's Stream Deck, it's not Streamlink.
Steam Deck,
Streamlink is the
Steam Deck. Steam
app.
Link is the app that lets
app.
you play. Sorry, Steam Deck. There was another one I forgot the name.
There's Oculus, and there is Steam Deck. What else is there? Not
Oculus is
Oculus.
VR.
Oculus
Oculus is
is
VR.
VR. And by the way, our Oculus has stopped working. So there
Arey
is that.
ha!
The video might be
That is
delayed.
whole another discussion. We have to actually figure out it's some software glitch and it reboots on itself every single time. Like you power it on and then you will see three dots. We try to factory reset it, but no. I think we'll have to sideload the firmware and
Hmm.
try and patch it. But
And see, this is the problem we usually have with the products which are not officially launched in India. So
you cannot go
Oculus
service center as well.
is not officially launched in India, and it costed us what 36,000. But right now, it's
I
practically no use to us. We can't even get it to Facebook or give it to someone else to fix it. And we are pretty sure it's a software issue. So someone with the right knowledge can fix it in 5 minutes. But someone who is not aware, they have to spend a lot of time tinkering, thinking about it. So yeah,
and
in
it's
case
such a niche device and it's not even available in India. There are like no good videos or articles on it or even in forums.
yeah, even in the forums. So in future, I think the people who ask, should you get Pixel 6 in India, should you buy Pixel 5 in India, all that, which is not officially available, this is
But
something to keep in mind.
that's like a different thing because those are Android phones. This is like a VR headset. VR itself is not that mainstream.
Still,
But
like what
yeah,
if there's a hardware problem, the glass break or the display has some problem, you can't get
there's
it
no
fixed.
option to repair.
Mm.
Repairs are also like even if we want to get this thing repaired, we don't know where to go or whom to contact. Oh, nice. LG V30. LG is one of the few phones that I always wanted to buy or at least try, and I could never try because I have a thing for sound and audio products, which is very close to me. I like sound products, and it was one of the few phones that have a dedicated DAC inside it. And for people who don't know, DAC actually helps in getting better sound quality through the headphone jack. And one of the few last flagships that had a headphone jack. So for both day and night photography are important. S21 FE, man. Like if you would have said videography, I would said get an iPhone 12. But if you're saying both day and night photography, I think S21 FE. It's pretty good phone.
Hmm. Should we start Quizwiser?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, let's go. So since everyone ask about it every time. Uh, so a link to that, how to join Quizwiser. Well, a link to that will be in the description of this video. In three, two, one, and the link is live. Click on the link; it will bring you to a StreamYard portal where you will be admitted to a chat room, and we will be picking one people, like four people for this SNL. And one requirement is which we like. I think it we will be closing it on the 69th episode, but as of now only one people are allowed for like you only get one chance in Quizwiser. So if you have already joined, please let other people do so.
Hmm. There was quite a brief description on how to join.
Sometimes we even get an email. So like
Hey,
yeah, people ask here, that is there. Sometimes they ask on Twitter, but mostly they ask on like what is with your obsession with 69 episode, what is SNL means, how to join
69
quiz.
is a very, I don't get it. Like 69 is a very common meme on the internet. Like whenever people see 69, they're just, oh, nice number.
Nice
That's
man of
it.
culture.
Man of culture. Huh? There's nothing more to it.
Mhm.
And blame us. We like jokes. Why not? We're still kids.
What about Vans shutting down as a YouTuber? Use Brave hashtag. I think we had a very detailed discussion about it
Detailed
in the
discussions
previous
on it.
SNL. So maybe go check that out. But in general, we don't recommend or we don't like anyway recommend YouTube Vans to most of the people. Pay for YouTube Premium. It's good for everyone.
It's good for it. And if you're not able to pay for it, use it. Like, but don't expect your creator or yourself to promote it on a public platform. Like, you can do whatever you want behind closed doors in your room, but don't expect people to. Ah,
Let's go. So let's see who do we have for Quizwiser. Hopefully, every like we have some fresh people around. Hey Arvin.
Hey Mrinal, hey Pratik, how are you?
hey,
Hey.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good too.
What's
Yeah.
up?
So yeah, I've been following SNL for quite some time now. So coming to the ritual, I have an S20 FE here,
Oh,
the
nice.
5G
Oh,
Snapdragon version. So yeah,
865. Ha ha ha.
yeah, exactly. So I also use another phone which is iPhone SE 2020. And to be honest, I like SE 2020 more, but the main thing I like about this phone is the telephoto camera. So
Oh,
that's the main reason I'm using it for as my main
2x,
phone
right?
because
Mhm.
3x.
3x, right? 10
Yeah,
megapixel. Yeah. Ah.
yeah. So I have two cats at my home. So whenever I'm trying to
Oh,
capture them, the telephoto really comes in handy.
Nice. Did you get it on sale?
Yeah, the last Amazon sale, you guys also posted a really good
Deals.
video about
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
that's great.
That's
So,
good.
how's your experience till now?
yeah, the software experience has been really good, and I use it in the Dex mode also sometimes connecting it with my monitor. So,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, and even with like MacBooks, I can transfer files from my phone to the MacBook using the Dex by just dragging and dropping. So that's something I didn't expect, but it was working well. So yeah,
I've not used Dex though. Like I find it very odd. Like
you
in order
should
to
try it.
use
You
it,
should try it. It's really good.
Henna, I would try it because even my phone S22 supports Dex mode. But let's see.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. You have four options. You have Apple investor, Android fanboy, Silicon, and what's trending.
Okay. Not really sure what to go about. I'll give it to you guys. You just pick one for me.
I don't know. You
Okay,
have to
okay.
pick it.
I would recommend,
Go for it.
like I will recommend something like processor is usually the most difficult one and Android is the easy one. But since you have a Mac, let's go with Apple ecosystem.
Okay, fine.
Let's go.
So hold on just a moment.
Sure.
There you go. So what is the cheapest Apple product you can buy in India via the Apple online store?
Okay, does it include all the accessories?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think it must be the headphone jack adapter.
Huh,
Oh, that was close, man. That was close. Yes.
nice.
That's
How much is it?
I think it's
some
about 900, I
600,
think.
600 or 900. Yeah, something.
Six
No,
six.
900 is the cable. Let me check. 900 is the
Okay.
cable. Lightning, USB-C to
Lightning
lightning
to.
cable. Ha.
No, I am talking about the lightning to headphone jack
3.5
adapter.
mm dongle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Hey, nice. I was thinking it could be the AirTag case, not the AirTag, but the AirTag case that we accidentally bought.
Oh,
Naina,
okay.
that is also 1,500 or 2,000, something like that.
And
That's also not cheap.
we thought that it's gonna be AirTag as well because in the photo it was showing AirTag. But the case itself was above 1,000 rupees,
But
1,200 to
how
15.
is AirTags working in India? Because not a lot of people use Apple products here.
Hmm.
They
That
have a
is what,
bunch of problems. They have a
yeah.
bunch of problems. Like we have an AirTag with us, and
Okay.
we are not sure which account it is connected to, and it just randomly rings. Like someone is following you or
Okay.
something like. And there are
Okay.
also cases of AirTags following people with an Android phone.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But let's see, they'll come up with something next year. But
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, nice guess. Like
oh
nice
yeah, this
guess
900 rupees.
though.
That was a nice guess, man. You have
Hmm.
you bought a Lightning to 3.5 mm dongle?
Yeah, I have one.
Ah,
Oh,
that's why you
Because
know the price. It is exactly 900.
because
Yeah.
I have I was searching for a good one. There is not really many reputed brands selling those.
Hmm.
So I was looking between Samsung and Apple. So Samsung's one is around 700 rupees. So I have actually both because first I bought Apple, but when I was connecting it to my phone, the volume was really low. So after getting the Samsung one, it was working fine.
So do
it
drop your
worked
email
out
in the
for you.
private chat.
Buying it was
Ah,
worth it for you now.
worth it for you now. Do drop in
Not
your email ID
really.
in the private chat
Yeah,
so we can
Pratik
send you
and
your
Vinal, it's
voucher.
really nice talking to you guys. I've been following you for around more than a year now, so it's
Oh,
really
Oh,
nice.
nice.
really? That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So
Thank you,
it's
man.
nice
Thank
really
you.
seeing you. Really love your videos and keep going. Yeah,
Cheers, man.
For
Have a
sure.
good one.
For sure.
yeah. Cheer. Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, let's see who do we have next.
We kind of, chalo, we'll take the super chat later. We kind of missed the super chat, which was twice. So
Mhm.
I have it pinned, so we'll take it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Vishwajit Tech.
Tech. That's nice.
Hey man, how's
You're
it
on
going?
mute. Hey, what's up?
I think you have to unmute yourself. There should be
Ah,
a
you're still on mute.
unmute option.
Okay.
Uh, Hello.
Perfect. Perfect.
Can I talk with you in Hindi? Because
Yeah,
my
definitely. Why not?
wait,
Why not?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
So I assume from your username you have like you might be having your YouTube channel.
ओ ओ अब मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Perfect, perfect.
Perfect.
मैं मतलब हिंदी में बात करूंगा तो ऐसा कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं होगा?
नहीं नहीं,
नहीं नहीं,
प्लीज।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, गो
वो
अहेड।
ना मैं अभी फ़ोन का ये यूज़ कर रहा था, बट इसमें दिखा नहीं रहा है। मैं एक बार सेटिंग्स में देख रहा था कहाँ से।
हम्म।
हाँ, दिखा नहीं रहा है। यहाँ ना लैपटॉप का वेबकैम यूज़ कर रहा है ये, इसमें बहुत क्वालिटी ख़राब है ना, तो मैं इसका यूज़ कर रहा था।
ओके।
चलो ठीक है, चल जाएगा। और मैं ना ये काफ़ी अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट है हम लोग का SNL, वो मस्त लगता है मेरे को। जैसा मस्त फैन वाला सीन हो गया अभी।
हाँ, थैंक यू।
वो ना
हाँ
ए,
मतलब
एक
वी ऑल्सो लाइक, आप लोग आते हो, अटेंड करते हो, और ऐसे कॉन्वर्सेशन लाइट हो जाती है हर वीकेंड पे, और पता भी चल जाता है आप लोग क्या कर रहे हो और पूरे टेक में क्या चल रहा है। इट्स
और
गुड, वी
मैं
एंजॉय एज वेल।
मैं एक चीज़ शेयर करना था कि अभी जो एक
हाँ
रिसेंटली अभी ये प्रॉब्लम था कि कोई भी ऐप खोलो लाइक, तो वो 60 हर्ट्ज या 60 पर अटक जाते हैं, अगर 120 पर।
हाँ,
तो उसका एक जुगाड़ है, मेरे पास एक जुगाड़ है, प्रॉपर जुगाड़ है, 100% वर्क करता है। ये एक सेट एडिट
100%।
करके ऐप है, सेट एडिट, ये सेट एडिट करके, या मैं लिंक सेंड कर दूंगा। इस पे ना
हाँ।
लाइक अभी इंस्टाग्राम एंड ट्विटर ज़्यादातर 60 पे चलता है, और यूट्यूब भी 60 पे चलता है, ये नोट 10 प्रो में। तो
हम्म।
बेसिकली इसमें ना बस एक जगह 120 लिखा रहता है, बस यहाँ पे ना बस 120 को एडिट करके लगाना पड़ता है। उसके बाद ना वो बेसिकली सारा ऐप 120 पे चलता है। तो वो मैंने 2-3 फ़ोन्स पर ट्राई किया है, सब में काम करता है।
रूटेड, नॉन रूटेड?
ना नॉन रोटेट, नॉन रोटेट।
नॉन रूटेड। और डज इट गेट फिक्स्ड आफ्टर एन अपडेट, लाइक अपडेट के बाद रीपैच हो जाता है, या फिर हर हर अपडेट के
वो
बाद एक बार?
क्या फिर से, मतलब इसमें ऐप खोल के फिर कर लेना है, क्या दिक्कत है?
अच्छा, वैसा वैसा।
और
जस्ट कंफर्म।
मैंने रिसेंटली एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था आप लोगों से। मेरा ना फ़ोन अभी
हाँ।
रिसेंटली हार्ड ब्रेक हो गया था, रिसेंटली,
अच्छा।
जस्ट 2-3 दिन पहले। तो ना
हाँ।
ना होली के एक दिन पहले मेरे को बहुत सारा फोटोज़ खींचना था। होली के दिन फ़ोन हार्ड ब्रेक हो गया, कुछ नहीं खींच पाया मैं। तो हुआ क्या था कि मैं कस्टम रोम, कस्टम रोम, मैं तो ऐसा 2016 से देख रहा हूँ भाई, फ़ोन में कस्टम डालो, फेस अनलॉक, ये सब चीज़ अनलॉक कर लो। तो मेरे पास रिसेंटली पापा ने नोट 10 प्रो खरीद दिया, और कहा कि चलो भाई अब इसमें करते हैं कुछ कुछ। तो मैंने ना गलती से पिक्सल एक्सपीरियंस यूज़ कर रहा था मैं, बट गलती से
हम्म।
मैंने इसमें ना Xiaomi का जो होता है, जो मेन फ़ाइल होता है Xiaomi का, जो MIUI का होता है, उस वो रिकवरी फ़ाइल को मैंने ऑरेंज फॉक्स रिकवरी से फ्लैश कर दिया। सब चीज़ हो गया, फिर उसमें बूट हो गया, तो फ़ोन खत्म हो गया पूरा, तो कुछ खुल ही नहीं रहा। मैं डर गया भाई, क्या करते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत यूट्यूब पे रिसर्च करा, तो पता चला एक ही बंदा है जिसने 5-6 यूट्यूब चैनल बना रखे हैं, उस पे सब पे 1.5 लाख 2 लाख व्यूज़ है, एक ही बंदे के। और उसने अपना नंबर दे रखा है कि इस फ़ोन पे कॉल करो, अपना फ़ोन और कुछ पैसे दो और हार्डवेयर करा लो। तो मैंने सोचा कि चलो इसको कॉन्टैक्ट करते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत इंस्टाग्राम बात हुई, तो उन्होंने बोला कि हाँ, ये वो कर लो, आप पेमेंट कर दो, मैं कर दूँगा, बस आपको यहाँ से कनेक्ट करना रहता है। वो एक सॉफ्टवेयर आता है ना, उसका नाम एनीडेस्क का काइंड ऑफ। तो
हम्म।
मैं सोचा कि पहले इसको सर्विस सेंटर में ले जाते हैं। तो सर्विस सेंटर वालों को क्या था कि फ़ोन में ना एक यहाँ पे डेंट आया है, मतलब
हम्म।
दिख रहा होगा यहाँ पे, बहुत माइनर सा डेंट है, मतलब ऐसा नॉर्मल यहाँ से भी देख लोगे ना तो नहीं दिखेगा, ऐसे एकदम ज़ूम करके देखना पड़ता है कि हाँ डेंट है यहाँ पे। इसके चलते
करेक्ट।
तो उन्होंने उन्होंने बोला कि वारंटी वैलिड हो चुका है, आप नहीं ले सकते।
हम्म।
मैंने कहा फ़ोन में कुछ नहीं
तो
हो सकता।
फाइनली फिर आपने पैसे दिए? पैसे दे के करवाया आपने?
उसने 1200 मांग रहा था, बट मेरे मोहल्ले में एक
हम्म।
भैया थे, उन्होंने 700 लेके और फिक्स कर दिया।
तो कैसे फिक्स किया था फिर?
उन्होंने ना वही चीज़ किया था
हम्म।
जो उस बंदे ना, उस वो लोग करते क्या है ना कि मी का एक सॉफ्टवेयर आता है,
हम्म।
वो उसका नाम रहता है, हाँ,
अच्छा, वो जो
फ्लैश टूल।
कस्टमर।
हाँ, फ्लैश टूल होता है, तो वो एक अनऑफिशियल वाला होता है कि अगर हार्डवेयर हुआ है ना, तो उसको यूज़ करके आप कर सकते हो फिक्स। तो वो ना वो सर्विस सेंटर वाले के पास होता है, बट नॉर्मल वाले के पास एक्सेस नहीं होता। तो वो लोग पता नहीं कहाँ से जुगाड़ उगाड़ करके वीपीएन पे लगा के और सॉफ्टवेयर का एक्सेस लेके तब हम लोग को देते हैं, और तब वो कर देते हैं। तो उन्होंने सॉफ्टवेयर डाउनलोड किया, और उसके बाद से बहुत आराम से 5 मिनट में हो गया। बस वो सॉफ्टवेयर खरीदने का उनको
नाइस।
पैसा लगा, और मैंने दिया प्रॉपर वो
नाइस।
₹500 और ₹200 अपने का।
काफी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है आपकी।
इंडिया
काफी
इज द कंट्री ऑफ जुगाड़।
जुगाड़।
Yes.
नाइस, चलो
So
लेट्स गो।
you have three options: Android fanboy, Silicon, and what's trending.
ये व्हाट्स ट्रेंडिंग।
नाइस।
हाँ, नाइस। एक मिनट।
क्या एंड्रॉइड फैनबॉय भी सही रहता है, एंड्रॉइड फैनबॉय भी। अ, अ, मैं ना बताता
अभी
हूँ
मैं रुकूं थोड़ी देर, या आप? फाइनल है,
नहीं,
फाइनल?
एंड्रॉइड फैनबॉय, एंड्रॉइड फैनबॉय।
ओके,
अच्छा
लेट्स
अच्छा।
गो विद एंड्रॉइड फैन।
हाँ।
Just a moment. This is fun. Screen sharing was cancelled. That's good.
Maybe we also need some jugaad.
Haha, Xiaomi software induce a VPN. Finally we are there. So which company has the fastest charging tech in the world?
लाइक ये जो मतलब ऐसा नॉर्मल कंज्यूमर के लिए अवेलेबल नहीं है या है
नहीं नहीं, फास्टेस्ट
लाइक
कंज्यूमर नहीं, कोई भी।
240 वॉट ओप्पो का रिसेंटली डब्ल्यू क्या होता है उसको जो रिसेंटली होता है 240 वॉट
That's
Nice.
that's
Oh,
that's that's
nice. 240 watt. Oh man, I was thinking 150 watt या कुछ ऐसा होना चाहिए.
वो
250
बहुत
watt.
and still it charges in like 9 minutes.
Why?
0 to 100, 4500 milliamp hour battery.
तो
Hmm.
मेरा आंसर सही है
हाँ हाँ,
Yeah, it
सही है,
is.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
Congratulations,
यस
man.
थैंक
कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन,
यू
तुम अभी अपना फोन एक और बार ब्रिक कर सकते हो।
नहीं नहीं अपने पापा पापा ना जो बहुत वैसे गुस्सा नहीं होते पर लास्ट में गुस्सा हो गया तो सर्विस सेंटर वाले बहुत घुमा रहे थे ना तो उस पर गुस्सा हो
हाँ.
गए थे तेरे को क्या जरूरत है करने
हाँ,
की
बट
तब जानता कुछ नहीं है
टू
तो
बी
बस ये
ऑनेस्ट,
वो
सर्विस सेंटर वाले की भी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है। मतलब अगर आप कस्टम रॉन्ग कर रहे हो और ये कर रहे हो, वो हेल्प
हाँ
कर सकते हैं, मतलब पैसे लेके या थोड़ा गाइड कर सकते हैं, बट एट द एंड
बट
उनकी भी
उन्होंने ना
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है।
वो उन्होंने मैंने नहीं बताया कि मैंने इसमें कस्टमर डाली है ये वो कुछ नहीं बताया उन्होंने बस फोन
They
लिया और
know.
बताया कि वारंटी वॉलेट है आप ले आपको पैसे देना पड़ेगा बस
They
इतना
अच्छा,
सा
know.
बिकॉज वो डेंट के वजह से।
हाँ
सैमसंग में दे प्रिसाइसली नो, बिकॉज वो दैट्स अ हार्डवेयर ट्रिगर, नॉक्स गेट्स हार्डवेयर ट्रिगर, सैमसंग में दे प्रिसाइसली नो, बट Xiaomi they are cool with it. I think they started with custom ROM, so they were fine with earlier कि आप bootloader unlock कर लो, ये कर लो, but अभी it's restricted.
Hmm.
मैंने दो सवाल रखे थे हाँ आप लोगों का फिजिशिया ओएस पे कुछ ऐसा ख्याल है मतलब
Fuchsia
दो
OS,
दो ढाई साल पहले सुनने का मिला था क्या कुछ सीन
यार
है
वो ना गूगल के सारे प्रोडक्ट्स के साथ है। गूगल ना कुछ ऐसे लॉन्च करता है एक्सपेरिमेंटल, और फिर वो क्लोज हो जाता है आने के बाद। तो अभी
अच्छा
लास्ट फूशिया ओएस के साथ ये हुआ था कि दे आर पुटिंग इन स्मार्ट होम डिवाइसेस लाइक नेस्ट और ये सब। तो
लाइक हार्मनी ओएस हुआवे का जो है
नहीं, फूशिया ओएस गूगल का था ना, जो बहुत पहले
नहीं
आया था।
नहीं जो हार्मनी ओएस भी आजकल ना वही ना होम डिवाइसेस में मोस्टली चल रहा है
हार्मनी इजंट हुआवे।
हाँ हुआवे का ही है लाइक वो एंड्रॉयड का ऑल्टरनेटिव वो उन्होंने बनाया चाइना वाले
अच्छा अच्छा, फूशिया ओएस गूगल का था एक्चुअली।
हाँ हाँ वो
Hmm.
तो गूगल का था वो 2018 में उसके बाद सुनने को मिला था कि ये अच्छा आप लोग याद है ये रिसीव टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स डॉट कॉम मिला दिया
Yeah, why not? मतलब how can you forget that?
चीजें
जहाँ से आप आए हो आप उसको भूलते तो नहीं हो. But I think great talking to you and
प्लीज ड्रॉप इन योर ईमेल आईडी प्राइवेट चैट में,
yeah,
तो
you
फिर हम
forgot
वहां
to
से
drop your
लिंक।
email ID.
लाइक अभी ना मेरे एग्जाम्स आ रहे हैं लाइक
Hmm.
बोर्ड के एग्जाम है 10th के वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको अप्रैल में 27 से ऐसा सब चीज़ ऑफलाइन हो चुका है मैं कुछ ऐसा कर नहीं रहा काम धाम जो भी थोड़ा बहुत मैं ना ये हूँ क्या बोलते हैं उसको कंटेंट राइटर हूँ और थोड़ा बहुत
Hmm.
स्क्रिप्ट लिख लेता हूँ और एक यूट्यूब चैनल है टेकू करके है
Hmm.
तो सारा चीज़ सब ब्रेक ले रखा है क्योंकि भाई एग्जाम है नंबर नहीं आया तो पापा पैर तोड़ देंगे तेरा घर से बाहर नहीं निकलने देंगे
मतलब हाँ, अब तो आप छोटे हो, अभी तो आप पढ़ाई कर लो,
Hmm.
पूरा अच्छे से एजुकेशन कंप्लीट कर लो, फिर उसके बाद तो बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलते हैं।
हाँ और
अपना ईमेल आईडी आप मत भूलना, प्लीज ड्रॉप इन योर ईमेल आईडी, और
मैं
फिर
डाल दे
वी
रहा हूँ
विल।
मैं डाल दे रहा हूँ
Yeah. चलो
एक
मैम.
क्वेश्चन है
Good man.
एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन
Yeah,
कि
go ahead.
अगर अभी
देखो
जस्ट
अभी ऑडियंस बैट तोड़ देगी आपका।
एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन अगर अभी यूट्यूब ना हो मान लो कि अगर अभी जस्ट
अरे यार मत ऐसे
यूट्यूब
मत
बैन
पूछो यार,
आप लोग
नहीं
क्या
नहीं
करोगे
मत बोला यार, नहीं मत बोला यार ये सब। नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैं नहीं सोचता ये सब कि यूट्यूब नहीं हो तो क्या। यार यूट्यूब इज अ प्लेटफॉर्म ना, स्किल तो आपके पास है ही ना, आप कहीं भी कर
हाँ
लोगे। इट्स लाइक
Hmm.
सेइंग
वेबसाइट
इफ यू आर
है
वर्किंग इन
बहुत
द
सारी चीजें
कंपनी और यू आर अ जावा डेवलपर, सो इफ द कंपनी शट्स डाउन क्या करोगे यार, जावा तो आता है ना मेरे को, कहीं और जावा
हाँ
कर लूंगा।
Hmm.
दैट्स हाउ इट वर्क्स।
मैं ईमेल ड्रॉप कर दे रहा हूँ नाइस
चलो
ब्रिलियंट
मैम.
मैन, ब्रिलियंट, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी थी। सो नाइस टॉकिंग टू यू मैन, सी यार।
Yeah. Have a good one. Cheers, man.
बाय
Perfect.
Hope we didn't speak something illegal.
It was nice to
Sounds.
listen to Hindi. So I think some of people who doesn't understand Hindi, they might have problem, as I can
Yes,
see in the
go
chat.
ahead. Go ahead. You can just give a summary. Go ahead.
But overall, I think some people, matlab,
Or
it was
someone
nice
can just
hearing.
write it in the comments. People, if
Write it in the
anyone,
comment. But either way, it was
comment.
fun. Like having
It was
some
fun.
kind of variation in regular Quizwiser is always a
I
fun.
remember even I did the same thing. Like I had soft brick my phone. I wasted like half a day on it. But we
Mm.
all have been there.
Okay, let's see. Who do we have next? Hey, Utkarsh.
Oh, that's like a very good name. Is it?
And a nice setup.
Hi,
Hey,
hi.
Hey, what?
this seems like
Uh,
a very interesting setup. Would like to know more about it.
well, actually, it was white LED lights in the POP. I said when the renovation was going on, I just hung to my father that I wanted it blue. I wanted it blue. So I went the whole POP ceiling blue. So it's now already blue.
Is it smart light? You can change color or it's fixed light?
No, actually, I bought it in
But
2015. So it was the
damn,
smart
bro.
tag. It wasn't publicly
Damn.
available at that time.
It looks like you're in a minivan or a travel van, something like that.
Well, the room is small, so it looks like that.
Chalo, let's
Well,
go
I
with the
have
rich
some.
one. Yeah.
Yes, actually, I have been using Poco F1. I bought it after my
Oh,
10th grades drop, so it is my first Android phone. So when I
so
first
when
bought
you
it,
get good grades in 10th, you buy a flagship, but you get bad grades in 10th, you buy a flagship killer. That, that's how it works.
no, actually, I good grades, so I bought a flagship killer. Means it was like I was
Ah,
saving for iPhone. So now,
Oh,
if I
nice,
get good marks in college, I will buy an iPhone then.
nice.
that's the nice trajectory.
So actually, when the Poco F1 launched, it had that wideband L1 issue. Like the
Ah,
Prime Video and Netflix didn't play, but Poco did it, and we can play. But after like a year or so before, it started again. The issue started again. Means I cannot play back in 1080p HD in both Prime Video and Netflix. Like so, I have been having problems with that. So it's just that MI doesn't support its older devices very properly, I
older
guess.
devices. Recently, I've been hearing a lot. There was also a video I was watching. I don't remember someone, but it was regarding Poco devices. A lot of Poco devices received updates and they had problem with camera and all. And actually, Poco had to tweet it out. So
Yes, yes,
yeah,
the camera also overheats.
the update situation is pretty bad. Like they have to. They actually the MIUI 13 based on Android 11. They said they have solved some 250 or 100 plus bugs or something like that. So that's what I'm
It's
watching
all.
out for. But
It's
yeah,
all.
but yeah.
Like I have been using. I also brought the MI Notebook Pro. I don't remember if you. I also super chat a question. I had that trackpad issue on my
Mhm.
The
Mi
glass
Notebook Pro.
trackpad, something like that.
Yes, so it was just rendering left clicks. Then I went to the service center. They did whatever they did, and after 2 days, it started rendering right clicks. So,
Ah,
and there is one custom button or macro key in the way.
right, right, right.
It no, it doesn't work now. Means if you even do if you there was a video like you have to download the driver or update the driver. I did that. It worked for 2 3 days, and it's again now in the same.
So now your trackpad issue is solved, or
Yes, I have to go to that service center. Like I went for 5 to 6 times. They did all the
I
working.
remember.
Like
I now remember your chat. I
yes,
remember.
Hmm.
yes,
Ser-
that's that.
Service industry is something that can be massively improved in India. A lot of people say that
Yes,
service doesn't think like after sale service. That concept doesn't exist in India.
I know where
well,
this is coming from. This is not smartphone. He just bought recently an AC and he got like the installation after 5 days, 6 days, and even after complaining.
That's like a
yes,
different thing. But yeah, I have like we have seen it in SNL, we have seen it everywhere. After sale support, the concept of after sale
Generally,
support in India is generally not there.
generally not good.
Hmm.
I don't know in big cities. Like in my city, I live in a tier 3 city of Jalgaon. So there
Hmm.
is only one center, MI center, and it has the MI center has HTC, Lenovo. Means in one service center there are 6 brands. So it gets so much chaotic. Like people there, or Indian old uncles saying, "Now I want to fix this in 1500 rupees. Why are you charging me 3000 for that?"
Ah,
Like
right.
bargaining that. So it
All
it isn't properly, means it isn't
I
properly
think
done.
those are third-party providers, and they take up contracts from different brands and
Yes.
take it
Yeah.
that way. Chalo.
Yeah.
So we have, I think Apple investor. Is it?
Apple is taken. Apple was taken.
We have Silicon and we have what's trending.
What's trending?
What's trending?
Nice.
Oh.
Silicon is
It's
always there
like
for the last.
it's like what's trending, what's trending, what's trending, and okay,
Fingers
there
crossed.
you go. So what was the name of the Nothing event? The Nothing launch event they had recently.
Nothing event. Nothing event. Nothing event. Nothing event. I don't know
Make a
about
guess.
it.
Make a guess.
Nothing event.
Do you remember the name of the phone they announced?
No, actually, I didn't. I don't follow that brand. And there isn't many YouTube coverage, Indian coverage, so I don't know anything about it.
Okay. So it was Nothing
Yeah.
the Truth event. I thought of putting the smartphone name, but I said smartphone name so everyone would know. So let's make it a bit tricky.
The chat was
I
able to.
got that. Yes, but I got that article, but I skipped it. I looked, it was a rumor, and so I will just look it afterwards. Like you, that Google Shades in the Android phones you will get,
Google
and
cards, yeah. Google
yes,
Pay.
but I just skipped it. Like it was a rumor. When your video will come, I will know about that.
That's great. That's great. I think we should start covering news as well now.
Yes, like you did 5G, right?
Ha, 5G. We're thinking of another video. Acha, we did today only, na? I tried 5G in India.
Yes,
Like
yes, you
5G.
posted today. I
Ah,
was the first person to like that video as well.
Oh,
are,
nice.
high five,
First,
virtual high
first
five.
like.
Virtual high five you will receive when you get 5G in India. One hologram will come and give you a high five.
Yes.
Chalo, man, it was awesome meeting you. Great setup, man. Great
है ना?
setup.
Great
Yes,
setup.
thank you,
The
thank you.
chat is also the fan.
Chalo,
Yes, kudos
chalo.
to my father then.
Kudos to your father.
Cheers,
Forever.
Okay,
man.
bye. Pew pew.
That was
Okay,
fun.
so last one. Let's see who do we have next. Uh, hey Bhavik, how's it going? Hey, Bhavik
Oh,
is
just went away.
Bhavik just went
Internet.
away.
Dude, there are
So
mosquitoes.
let's see who do we have next. Hey Sabrish. Hopefully I got the
Hi,
name right.
can you guys
Hey,
hear me?
yeah, perfect,
Yes, we
perfect.
can hear you perfect, loud and
Yeah,
clear.
how are you?
Are you live on TV? Like, are you using a
Looking up.
TV?
It's a monitor.
Yeah, monitor. Yeah, like
Oh,
It's a
kind of.
monitor.
My camera is a bit below. Yes, ma'am.
hey, I
Ah,
wonder what the setup could be. Like the
It's like
perspective is
a
quite different.
laptop. My laptop doesn't have webcam, so like it's a external webcam which is
Hmm.
placed below the monitor.
okay,
Hey,
okay.
the laptop, is it like a Xiaomi laptop?
No, this one is ROG Zephyr
Hmm.
S340.
They
Oh,
also
ha, last year they didn't have. I think, yeah.
You know the Anime Matrix one, the LEDs thing, that laptop.
hey,
Okay.
The LED on
interesting.
the back side, like, it's quite famous.
Ha. That's nice. So let's go with the ritual. What phone do you use?
Yeah, I'm using OnePlus Nord, the OG Nord.
Oh,
Do you
nice.
have a skin? That is that a
Yeah,
skin?
this one is a case, the like the tear down one by like
Acha.
Jerry Rick thing.
Ha. Where did you get it from?
I got it from OnePlus's official site. Like it was
Oh, they
launched
sell it
along with
that
the
side.
phone.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's nice.
Yeah, they launched like 3 to 4 cases along with the phone,
Hmm.
and I got it
Hmm.
together.
Hmm. So, how's your experience with the OG Nord?
Not
Original like since Android 11, it's like it's been on Android 11 for so long. Now I feel it's stable like compared to the initial stage of Android 11. Initially it was like there are a lot of bugs and stuff, but I feel
Hmm.
now it's kind of settled and like stable.
It aged well.
Yeah,
okay.
kind of. But my
So
the battery
yesterday I was reading a
started
news Android 12 update is around the corner for like
yeah,
not
Nord. Oh,
but
nice.
battery life is like has degraded a lot. I guess because of fast charging maybe.
Oh,
I don't know,
like
like for my
market feeding.
usage, I used to get like 6 hours of screen on time, but now I'm getting like 4 hours for my usage for the same kind
Hmm.
of usage.
That's something like I don't think Android gives you a mechanism to even check the battery health. Like that's one of the
Yeah,
things they do log it, but you have to
Hmm.
either root your phone to check the system logs and all of that. But there should be a mechanism. Like it's about high time Android gives you the option to check battery health. Like you wouldn't be in confusion if your battery is degraded. You would
Hmm.
like basically
yeah,
know from battery health. But ideally that shouldn't happen. Ideally
yeah.
that shouldn't
Hope
happen.
it adds an Android 13. Mm,
Hopefully. I don't see it, but yeah, hopefully.
yeah, but I
Hopefully.
wish it happens.
Same, yeah, man. So you have only silicon left, so it's like
Yeah.
no choice for you. So yeah, what is voice over 5G called? Just like you have VoLTE for 4G,
Hmm. Nice.
Why so 5G? Sub subsidy guys, millimeter wave, no.
Just make a
Millimeter.
guess.
make a guess. It has to be like VO because VoLTE is
Oh,
like voice over LTE.
yeah, yeah,
So it
yeah.
has to be
I don't
VO.
know. I have not heard of it.
Okay.
What is it?
It's
VoIP.
VoNR. VoNR. VoIP
Oh yeah.
is basically over your Ethernet. You have,
Hmm.
yeah,
No,
VoNR.
I'm not. Okay. I haven't heard of it.
Nice one. Nice one. I think some people on the chat were able to get it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just voice over new radio.
Hmm.
Sorry,
5G.
what's it? Voice over?
Voice over
Sorry?
new radio.
New radio.
So basically, earlier when you used to make a call, it used to use an entirely different line. But once 4G
Hmm.
came in, you are using the same LTE network to send your voice as well, which is known as voice over LTE. So when you use NR, so that's why you had to have your internet connection on in order to make a phone call, right? If you
Yeah.
use VoLTE. Same is with V 5G. You have to, it
I
sends
use
the same
voice
data
over
packet.
Wi-Fi, but yeah, I've not heard of it.
Yeah, that's like VO Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And if you have a telephone that has like an Ethernet cable in it, that's VoIP, like voice over IP.
Okay.
But
Chalo
yeah, that
man.
was a tricky one. That was a tricky
That
one.
was a tricky one and a good one. Like I like the questions we have here. Since it's also first time for me, I really like it. Chalo man, hard luck, but hopefully we will
Yeah.
see you in the next one.
You have only the people before you to blame because they picked all the easy ones.
Yeah. I don't have a choice.
Yes.
Actually, I
Chalo.
knew the answer for that. Nothing even, but I
What is
just
it?
Hello. See,
what's it?
you have who was it? Uh,
Uh,
but yeah, chalo,
yeah, the last one.
chalo.
The last one.
You know? Chalo man, have a good one and
Okay.
have a
Yeah.
great weekend.
Yeah. Bye. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
so
So
let me just take quickly a super chat. I think we missed two
hmm,
of these super chat. OnePlus fan, not but not sure about 10 Pro. Need flagship phone. Budget not an issue. Priority performance, camera, and battery. Should be looking at S22 Plus. OnePlus 10 Pro is something I have to see when it comes. Like once the phone came from China, the only thing was since it had like proper color OS, you cannot judge it for the operating system because in India it will come with that unified OS or Oxygen OS on top of
hmm,
it. And camera was still modified for like Chinese audience or Chinese people that side. So you can even not judge the AI in camera and all of that. So not sure, man. Like how I can't comment on a phone which is not released yet. But if you want a good choice, iPhone or a Samsung S22 Plus is a good choice if budget is not an issue. iPhone 13 Pro or S22 Plus, whatever suits your budget.
there you go. So do we have any app of the day, or maybe a product of the
Actually,
week?
yes, we have an app of the week. It's not exactly an app, but if you use a Xiaomi phone, you can basically get the nothing font all over your phone,
Oh, nice. And it's a good font as well.
right? Ah, hold on. I just written it somewhere. I just forgot the name. So there's no link to it though. You will have to.
So how does it, like it only works for Xiaomi phones, or it also
Yes, it
works
only
for other?
works for Xiaomi phone. But if someone is
Hmm.
able to extract the TTF file and upload it, then all the other phones can do it as well. But as of now, it's only on the Xiaomi theme store.
Hmm. So assuming that I have a Xiaomi phone, what should I do to get it? Also, like, is it safe? Will it not like
It's pretty
impact?
seamless. It's
You know?
pretty seamless. Pretty seamless. So Pixel Wars is the font name. I'll just try and patch it if I can see.
And how do one install it? Where do I have to go?
So you go to the Xiaomi store, the themes
Can you
thing.
bring it a bit in the camera? I think,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, why not? So you have to go to the theme store, and here, hold on, let me remove the super chat. So yes, you have to go to the fonts tab here,
Mhm.
and then you can go up. How do I demonstrate this? It's very hard for me to look that way. And then you have to search Pixelworks, and you should get. Hold on, let me get. So basically, I have downloaded the font. I can show you right away. Why am I doing so much hard work? So it kind of looks like this. This is the Pixel Wars font.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it will
See?
work
And you
seamlessly with
just have
any.
to tap, yeah, you have to tap apply. It will ask you to reboot your phone. You have to reboot
Hmm.
it once.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this SNL. We are just 4 weeks short from the 69th episode, and it will be fun. So, any last word, Pratik?
Yeah, if you've just watched it, just comment below. Hashtag waiting for 69. And we'll see you soon. I'm pretty pumped up about it. It's going to be the best live event ever. And see ya. Bye
Okay,
bye.
cheers.
Happy weekend.